All right, everyone. Today, we're going to do something a little unusual, just like I told you last time. Today, I want to test, or not even test, but give you an amazing opportunity to practice your listening skills. So today, I'm going to talk about a topic that I really enjoy. Hopefully, a lot of you enjoy it too. And I'm gonna speak English the entire time. I'm gonna try to do it slowly. I can't guarantee anything because I get really excited about this particular topic. I might get carried away a little bit, so I'm gonna try my best to stay calm, all right? But today we're gonna talk about anime. Anime. Oh yes, I know a lot of people enjoy anime these days. And it's really nice to see this little change, because when I first started watching anime many years ago, when I was still a child, to be honest, it wasn't something that was very common. And actually, most people used to look down on people who watched anime. They thought it was really nerdy or really weird, or that you're a weeb. That's a new word for you, W-E-E-B, weeb. And it's just a kind of like a slightly offensive sort of term that you would call someone who really loves anime. There's like a Japanese word, otaku, for it, like someone who really enjoys stuff like that. So kind of similar vibe. But yeah, before, we didn't really admit, people who watched anime like me back in the day, we didn't really want to admit. We kind of did it in secret, sort of, because we didn't want to be made fun of or, criticized for it. Now things have changed. Things have changed a lot. Anime is so mainstream now, and it's almost the opposite now. It's almost cool now to watch anime. And if you don't, what are you doing? You're missing out. What? You think you're too cool for it? What's wrong with you? That sort of vibe. And I kind of enjoy it. I really like it, because someone who's been watching anime for a really long time, since I was a child, pretty much, seeing more people recognizing this art form as a really good source of entertainment or good stories, it just makes me feel really good. Makes me feel like we can openly enjoy things that we really like without judgment. And it's really nice. I really enjoy anime. That's probably, something that I do in my free time. I don't have a lot of free time, but when I do enjoy watching anime. And there are a few animes that I really like. So today I want to tell you about some animes that I really enjoy. And if you have seen them, you can listen and agree with me. Or if you haven't, or if you're only now getting into anime, hopefully I can recommend you some stuff. That would be really cool. So the first one is, an OG classic, something that is iconic and legendary. And that's Naruto. Naruto is definitely an anime that I grew up with. I almost feel like I grew up with him. He's this kid, I don't want to give too much away, but he's this kid at the beginning of this who is sort of like an outcast. Someone people don't like for specific reasons. And he wants to turn it all around and sort of work his way up to be the highest, most respected position in his village, which is called a Hokage. You don't need to memorize this word. But and it's his journey to that point through all of the things and relationships and betrayals and growing stronger and challenges and deaths even, and different complications and stuff like that. And it's so inspirational. He really didn't give up the whole time. When it was really difficult, he didn't give up. So as a child watching this, it really helped me, it really inspired me, I guess, to really pursue what I wanted to do. And, it was really nice to grow up with Naruto in that way. And, now this anime is still going, just as a sequel. It's not going, it's on hiatus right now, on pause. But the manga is going, Boruto, about his son. I don't want to spoil anything, but, it's pretty cool. I really enjoyed it. And it's cool to see the legacy of such an iconic thing continuing through it. The anime Boruto is not the best, but the manga is really good. So I highly recommend, if you know what Naruto is, but you're not familiar with Boruto, don't watch anime, just read the manga. First, at least. So yeah, that's definitely a classic for me. Another one that I really enjoyed when I was younger was Death Note. Death Note, again, is also very popular, and it's a mainstream one for sure. But the older I get, the more I understand how silly Death Note was. When I was watching it as a child, if you're familiar, I was so impressed with like, wow, the main character, Light Yagami, is so smart. And he's not a good guy, and I don't really root for him, but I also root for him somehow. But I'm just impressed how smart it is and calculated and really cool. Now, as an adult, I look back on it and, you know, I see some mistakes that he made that he shouldn't have because of his ego or something like that. It's really, really funny to rewatch this stuff being an adult and seeing it with, you know, different eyes. So Death Note is really fun. A new one is Demon Slayer. I really, really enjoy it. It's a really good story. It's a really touching story with a lot of really good characters. And again, I don't want to spoil too much, but the movie came out a couple of months ago, the new arc, the Infinity Castle movie, part 1. And I went to see it in a movie theater, and it was such a cool experience. And it was cool to see how people are, well, it's cool to see how anime is being played in theaters in America and how people go to see it. And, you know, this movie, I think, was super, super successful in movie theaters, and it made a lot of money. So it's a positive trend for anime to be more mainstream and more accessible for people. Now, what else? Out of new ones, Chainsaw Man, I really, really enjoy. And the movie came out a while ago as well. And I saw it in 4D in Korea, and it was a really cool experience too. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's fun. It's a little gory. Gory means there's like a lot of blood and disgusting things. It's a little gory, a little violent, but it's a fun time too. And the last one that really affected me and really made me think deeply and reflect on the world and my life and society in general is Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan, if you haven't seen that, I highly recommend. I mean, it's such a mesmerizing story, and it's such a great, well-rounded world that was built inside of this anime and manga. It's incredible how it flows and how it opens, and you see this crazy unfamiliar world, and they set it up, and then they just keep peeling the layers little by little with each episode, each season, and then it goes into crazy politics, and it's just crazy. It's so well made and so well written, and the anime is really good as well, and it's just insane. The crazy reveal after crazy reveal, it just leaves your jaw on the floor permanently. It's so good. You just have to get through the pilot episode, the episode 1. You just have to get through episode 1, and if you survive, if you get to the end of episode 1, you're gonna be hooked instantly. After that, it's just insane, and the pace is wild. Oh my God, I can't. I'm obsessed with it. It's so good, so good. I highly recommend that one. And, you know, some honorable mentions, I guess, you know, something cute if you want to watch. You know, guys maybe don't typically like that kind of stuff. You know, we're mostly into more like action and stuff like that. My Dress Up Darling is very cute, and it's just like a cute love story about societal things too, and different, you know, being popular and well liked by people versus being sort of like an outcast and very insecure. There's what else? Oh, speaking of action, Solo Leveling is so amazing. I mean, it's so crazy, and the animation is intense. It's actually based on a Korean webtoon, Solo Leveling, and I mean, it's so well made, and the soundtrack is amazing. All the action sequences are amazing. It's so incredible. So I definitely highly recommend you watch that and maybe read as well, because it's so good. And, you know, there's definitely a lot more in the actual comic book, actual webtoon, or even manga for Japanese stories, because they have to cut it down to, you know, only a 20 to 30 minute episode, and a lot of stuff doesn't really make it into the anime, or gets sort of like shortened or cut out or changed a little bit just to respect the timeline of traditional television, because a lot of this anime is actually, you know, being aired on real television channels in Japan, I mean. So I highly recommend. So yeah, if you guys watch anime, if you like anime, let me know in the comments below. If you can recommend me something to watch, or if you can, I don't know, share your experience with anime, or if you've never seen anime, just let me know in the comments. Why not? And if you're willing to try, and maybe people can give you recommendations. And do it all in English. Let's make this an actual practice video. All right? All right. Well, you know, this is December. The year is almost over. And I really want to make sure I give you guys the best I can for, you know, different ways to practice English and different ways to level up, so that you can say goodbye to 2025 in a way that is fulfilling and really meaningful. You know what I mean? So yeah, thank you guys so much. I'm very, very excited about it. And stay tuned and follow and hit the notification bell, because you don't want to miss the next one. I'll tell you that right now. It's so weird to do this entire video in English, but I really wanted to do that so you can have a little immersion time. All right? I tried to do it with minimal cuts too, but there are some cuts there, because when I talk about anime, my brain just goes crazy. Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. All right? Thank you so much, and peace.